One of the guys that we did see, and boy, did he have a match day, was Malik Tillman. Super impressive. A goal and 2 assists on Tuesday. One of the assists did come from a throw-in, but it's still an assist as PSV hammered Girona by a final score of 4-0. He is the first ever American with 3 goal contributions in the same Champions League match. Herc, we talk about this player a lot. And to Shaka's earlier point, it's a guy who produces at club, but we criticize for what he doesn't do with the national team. But just on this performance, man, he was really fun to watch. He was so good. What did you see from Tillman against Girona?
Okay, you call out the throw-in, but you don't call out the assist they give him on the corner kick. He literally gives a ball to his teammate who dribbles. Like,
I could have made that pass. I could have made that pass now in my suit.
Exactly. But that said, if you watch him this game, man, he was confident. I mean,
the goal,
listen,
the goal itself, he ran 50 yards with the ball.
Solo run, great finish, but not even the goal. Did you see the one that it's a ridiculous ball over the top? He one times the touch, brings it down, and in midair plays it across to Luke de Jong. And Luke, you bet he puts that one in, 10 out of 10, and he hits it off the post. But he was really something special. And I go back to the confidence. I mean, he was heel flicking, he was 360 turning, he really felt good about himself. He was coming off, picking the ball out of the center back's foot, playing in between lines, 1-2's getting it back. He looks like a different player than what we see on the U.S. men's national team. And Seb, you're absolutely right. And I think that's what Shaq was getting to. A lot of these players, they can show you this capacity at the club level. But when given an opportunity with the U.S. men's national team, and maybe that's a little unfair for Malik because a lot of these opportunities are garbage time minutes or they're minutes with an alternate squad or whatever the case may be. Or maybe we're just unjust and very unfair with him because we expect him to do something like Giovanni Reyna has shown us because that's who his direct competition is. And he's not done that. He's had his opportunities, and right now he's more of the lot that hasn't taken advantage of him with the U.S. men's national team than those who could potentially give you a little something more or have done something with the U.S. men's national team. But when you see his club play, and albeit a big asterisk of that was it's at the Eredivisie level, but this was Girona. This was the Cinderella story in La Liga last year. This was a very good team, a team that plays a good brand of football that he did this against, and it was a Champions League game. So we could sit here and say, he's not done this, he's not done this, he's not done this. He's still only 21 years of age. He's very young, and he's learning who he is, not only as a player, but as a person. I think he's got a massive ceiling, but it means very little if when given an opportunity with the U.S. men's national team, you can't take advantage of it.
Shaka, what are you seeing from Tillman with PSV?
I have to say, this performance against Girona was unlike anything I'd expected and thought that I'd see from Malik Tillman. And don't get me, while to Herc's point, we can rubbish the 2 assists, and rightly so, I think it's really hard to understate how good Malik Tillman was in this game. Albeit against Girona, and yes, they were last season's La Liga Cinderella story, but they've lost a number of players in the summer. They're currently sitting 12th, I think it is, in La Liga. This is not the Girona of last season. All that being said, you can only play against the opponent on the day. And Malik Tillman strolled around that park like prime Zidane at times, getting the ball. He seemed to have an acre of space and an hour of time every time the ball came to him. He was flicking, he was dinking, he was doing it all with consummate ease all game long. Took his goal wonderfully well. He spoke about what should have been another assist to Luke de Jong. This was an outstanding performance by a player. Again, if the temperature is turned up, and in particular in the national team jersey, does he deliver? He's shown that he has the tools. Without question, he has the tools. Now we need him to deliver when things get really tough.
So worth noting, he played a different role in this game than he played over the weekend for PSV against Ajax. They had him in a much deeper role against Ajax. Actually made a very bad mistake at the end of the game that ended up costing PSV the match there as they lost 3-2. But after this game, he said, you know, I like to play further up the field, and I think based on the evidence here, it's clear that's where he needs to play, whether it's for PSV, where he had a goal and 2 assists, or whether it's with the U.S. men's national team. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we have an exclusive interview with Malik Tillman, courtesy of our good friends at ESPN Netherlands. So let's check that out now.
Malik, I would like to start with a quote of Peter Bos. When I met Malik, he did not look at you and he looked at the ground. Rob Maas recently found some footage of Malik organizing on the pitch. But talking Malik is unique. Rob confronted him with the footage and Malik laughed really hard. So I was wondering what has changed in the last weeks?
Not much, to be honest. I guess I'm in a position now where people, I think, or the teammates accept that from me. So expect that from me. So yeah, I try my best and keep on helping my teammates also with the coaching.
Yeah, is it like you're fully grounded now in the Netherlands, or?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, I've been in now more than a year, so. But yeah, definitely took some time. But yeah, I'm fully settled in now.
Yeah, I think it was the first time away from like your brother, from your family and stuff.
Yeah, I've been to Rangers before, so that was like the first steps away from my mum. But yes, I'm used to it now, so it's easy here.
Your brother, he's now on the other side of the planet. How is that for you?
He's a bit far away, yes, but I mean, he's been there now also, I don't know, more than 2 years, I think. So yeah, I'm used to it. I try my best to keep up watching his games or at least checking the results.
Yeah, the reason I brought up this topic is because I think he has plays like the role you have now more than you have before.
Yeah.
Did you ask him for any advice or something? Or?
No, not really. Yeah, I also told the coach Rob Maas that I played 6 when I was younger. So yeah, I kind of knew what to do, to be honest. But yeah, I guess not a lot of people have seen me play the 6 before, so it's something new for them, but not really for me.
Yeah. Do you like this role on the field, or?
No, not really. Yes, I told him as well. I think you've seen it. I said it's boring. Like, yeah, it's just. For example, against PSG, my role was like more defending. But yeah, like 2 days ago, it's in the league. It's more. I think the whole team is higher up the pitch, so it's easier for me to also get like, closer to the goal or make some plays. But yes, it's not me. I find it quite boring. I just like to give assists, score goals, and yeah, just be dangerous in and around the box. And yeah, that's easier from higher up the pitch than as a 6.
Great to hear from Malik Tillman there. Thanks again to our friends at ESPN Netherlands. Just for accuracy's sake, he is 22 years old, Malik Tillman. Herc, your thoughts there on the interview and what we learned about the positions that he likes to play and maybe how he's grown personally since arriving at PSV?
I think more personally, Peter Bosch saying he looked at the ground, wouldn't make eye contact. I think you can see a little of that in this interview, still looking at the ground, not making eye contact. It kind of shows you who he is, soft-spoken, and where he likes to express himself. And I still think how much he's going to grow, both professionally and personally. And listen, I've been wrong plenty of times on this program, and you know this. Sometimes we get it wrong. But man, did I get it right with Malik Tillman and PSV. When you asked who would have more goals, who would be a better offensive player, and the choices were Ricardo Pepi, Chucky Lozano, and Malik Tillman. I came out of left field with Malik Tillman. He's been proving me right. Now, it's got to do with the national team.
Shaka, speaking of the national team, they bring in this big money coach, Mauricio Pochettino, $6 million a year. And we're talking about all these talented players, guys who do it for club, but as you say, don't necessarily bring it across the pond. They don't do it for the national team. Is this type of player, is he the example of a guy that Pochettino can fix? Is that what you expect to get out of Pochettino, taking guys like Tillman and making them into consistent contributors for the national team? Is that where he has the biggest impact for the United States?
That's a test for Mauricio Pochettino. And while I'm a little reluctant to answer the question, Pochettino, while he has that reputation for developing young players, for getting the best out of them, for finding the correct positions for players, he's done that with working with players day to day on the training ground and figuring things out on the weekend. With the national team, it's a very different ask. You're getting all these pieces in for a short period of time. It's not about development. It's about finding the right positions for some of those talents. Now, we'll see if Pochettino can, but that's a question we ask of every single manager the first time they take over an international team. So this is nothing new. Those are questions we'll see from Pochettino. But there's nothing from his body of work that says otherwise. That says he can't take talented players and figure things out. Sometimes it takes time, a little bit more time than he may have. And I think that's what he found at Chelsea. Whether he has that kind of time or can do it in that kind of time, because we are talking 2 years, we are talking a limited number of international windows between now and the World Cup. That's a test.
Shaq, Pochettino spoke well of one player the last go-around in camp, and he compared him to a player that it went really well with him. He compared Malik Tillman to Dele Alli. He said he's got Dele Alli-like tendencies, and he sees a lot of that player in him. I'm hoping he's talking about the Spurs Dele Alli and not today's Dele Alli, but still, those are pretty. It's a pretty good comparison, and if anything, shows you the talent level of this kid.
Very exciting times. This is Malik Tillman, one of the potential future stars for the U.S. men's national team. I'm sure they'll be talking more Champions League on the coming editions of ESPN FC. Of course, the show is available 7 days a week here on ESPN+, led by Dan, Kay, and the rest of the crew.